Hello there. It's my pleasure to share with you some of the latest enhancements we've made to the network log view. Um, just as a reminder, so the network log view is the one place you can go in AdSphere to answer 6 questions as you're troubleshooting airings on a specific network, such as did the spot 5-minute or infomercial really run? You can play it back to see if there were any audio or video problems. You can confirm that the 800 number, promotion code, web address, etc. in the airing were correct. You can also look at the context of the ad, what ran around the ad, what other competitors might have aired in close proximity that may have caused a problem with response rates. You can confirm whether the spot ran in the correct break type, and you can look at the program descriptions from Gracenote if you're researching an infomercial, and make sure those are correct for your particular infomercial. So I'm going to jump into AdSphere here, and the quickest way to get to the network log view is to use the network dropdown, click on Show All Networks, and click the network that you want to look at. Let's say A&E, for example. Click Apply. The network interface will load in for A&E, and you're looking for the network log button right here. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And this is how you access the network log view for any particular network. Once the network log view loads up, the first thing we're going to want to do is pick the date, the media day that we want to analyze. So if you've seen this video before, or you're familiar with the prior build of the network log view, we had a drop down for the media year. Then you could choose the specific media week, and then finally you're able to choose a specific media day. Well, now with this new pick date feature, we've got a little calendar here. You can click any historical day. Boom, one click is all you need. I'll click on the 12th here, for example, and it'll load in that date. So it's a little bit faster to get to your target date, so you can start analyzing the data. As that loads in, I'll also explain that we have a new view. Now, normally the network log view will respect whatever filters you set in the ranking system. So for example, if I set brand classification for 28.5-minute creative, and then I come to the log view, under now filtered results, I'll only see the paid programming. If I were to filter for, let's say, 300-second spots, 5-minute spots, and come to the network log view for a particular network, I'll only see the 5-minute airings. You can toggle to all view, and you can bring all brand classifications into the view, all of the airings into the view for short form products, lead generation, brand DR, and of course the 28.5-minute. Essentially, if you click all, it'll ignore your filter settings and load in all airings. So let me do this. I'm going to go to the current day here, April 19th. And by the way, tomorrow's the 20th. We're going to launch this new feature. You'll be able to play with this and see it. So I'm going to go ahead, and once that loads in, I'm going to toggle over to the all view. And once you've made that choice, whenever you come back to the network log view, it's going to default to all. So it's a one-time setting. If you want to go back to filtered results, you can toggle back at any time. So you can see here that at the beginning of the broadcast day, we've got some 20.5-minute creative, 1,710 seconds. And then we have the infomercials that sometimes run between those. And then we have a 60-second spot, then another infomercial. And this is typically how it is on the networks. Now, again, to answer those 6 questions and to provide a meaningful report, perhaps to your client, you can apply what are called highlights. So as I'm looking in the system here, let's say my client's deal dash. I can come up here if I don't see deal dash, and I can type in deal under advertiser, and I pull up all of their airings in the system. So this is a find feature. You can do the same thing at the brand level. I could type in deal here, and it pulls up all the deal dash. I can also search for just unique programs or unique creative names. Anyway, so once I have my target in view, then I can apply what's called a highlight. Now, let's say, for example, I only want to highlight the 30-second instances of this Barbara creative for deal dash. I can click on 30 seconds, and the system will automatically apply a blue highlight to just those creatives. The advantage of this is when I then remove the deal filter, now I have all of the instances of deal dash throughout the day highlighted. And this is how I can examine what ran before, what ran after. I can produce an Excel output that'll have all of these highlights in it and share that with my client. And in the output in Excel, we'll also have the play buttons and the thumbnail view, which I'll talk about in a minute. So let's go back to the highlight feature. Just make sure you understand how that works. I'm going to click here to remove the highlights, and I'm going to click here on this 60. And now it's only highlighting the 60 version of this particular creative name. You see there's a 30 down here as well. Well, let's say I just want to have all instances of that creative regardless of creative length. I can click on the column where it says America's New Secret Pleasure. You can see it highlights all instances where under the creative column the creative name matches. So really you can click on duration, creative, brand, or advertiser to apply these highlights. Then you can remove your filter, and now you've got all of your target airings highlighted for the broadcast day on the network in question. And when you send this to a third party using the Excel output, again, they'll have access to these two features here. Now I'm going to click on this play button here, and I expect to see an example of this airing on A&E at 7:07 a.m. Let me click here and see what happens here.
I won this 55-inch.
Okay, so we can see down here below the fold it says video captured on A&E on 4/19. That's today at 7:07 a.m. So these are airing level videos. So you can, within 10 days of actual airing, you can play back and see exactly how the spot appeared at that time when it ran. And we also have these thumbnails that are always grabbed at the call to action. So if this was a traditional spot, it might be the unslate with a price point with legal disclaimers. These thumbnails are taken every time the spot runs at a specific locality, and as an asset, as a piece of metadata, it's kept in perpetuity. So I could go back further than 10 days. I could go back 30 days, 2 months, a year ago, and I could pull up these thumbnails for something like Deal Dash, and then I would see, what that call to action sequence looked like. Here, I'll do it down here on Lipozine, and you could see the legal disclaimers, you could see the price point, and it's from that airing, that specific airing that was taken. Anyway, so I hope everyone enjoys the network log view. A lot of cool different use cases, how to use it. But again, it's really about troubleshooting spots on a particular network on a particular day, and answering those 6 key questions, and then being able to create outputs with a highlight. One thing I want to show you before I leave, once you've applied a highlight, if you click a second time on either advertiser, brand, or creative, it'll take you to the advertiser page. That'll open up in a new tab, which is what's happening right now. And that tab can be closed when you're done, and you'll go right back to the network log view. So here's the consumer cellular advertiser page. I'll go ahead and close that tab, back here on the network log view. So just be careful, because once something's highlighted, the next time you click on it, it's a redirect to the advertiser page. Thanks, everyone.